Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most difficult items to obtain in video games. We're only including physical collectibles today, so you won't find any unlockable skills or abilities here. Number 10. ISU Armor, Assassin's Creed Origins. While the ISU Armor is easier to obtain in later entries, its first appearance in Origins essentially requires you to scour its fairly large map. Players will first have to solve all 12 stone circle puzzles, which are naturally scattered throughout the world. That's pretty standard in a game of this size, but you also have to have collected 50 silica, a rare resource only found in ancient tombs which, of course, are also scattered about the map. You then have to go to the tomb underneath the Great Sphinx in Giza to earn the armor.
Not from a dreamless sleep or an absence of light.
With the amount of work and resources involved, there's no way to get the armor quickly, if you do at all. Number 9. Light Ball, Pokemon series. There are a lot of items your Pokemon can hold to give them a slight edge in battle, though the Light Ball is definitely one of the hardest to get your hands on. Introduced in Gen 2, you can only get it by trading your Pikachu from Pokemon Yellow into Gold or Silver. But in most subsequent entries, you'll only find it by catching Wild Pikachu, which still only have a 5% chance of holding it. In most appearances, it doubles the attack and special attack stats of the Pikachu who has it, so it's certainly beneficial. But with that low of a spawn rate, don't expect to find it often. Number 8. Zenith Terraria. Over its lifespan, Terraria has included many incredible weapons. So, one that requires you to have 10 completely different swords to craft is naturally going to pose a challenge. The Zenith sword was added through the 1.4 update in 2020. If you have the means to get it, you absolutely should, as any swing creates a flurry of previous blades used to create it. Since these swords are earned throughout the game, it was likely easier for seasoned players to craft it than new ones. Even still, some of the weapons, like the Meow Mirror and Star Wrath, have low percentage drop rates. And the Zenith can only be crafted using a rarer anvil. Either way, prepare to grind. Number 7. Superp Suit, Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. Like many RPGs before it, Legend of the Seven Stars lets you purchase better armor as you progress. But the best one tests your jumping skills rather than requiring money. One of Mario's attacks is the Super Jump, which will have Mario continue jumping on an enemy's head if the player pushes the attack button at the proper moment. In Monstro Town, you'll find a character that keeps track of your record. Only after reaching the maximum of 100 will this character give you the Super Suit. Since this can only be done in combat and is very easy to mess up, it can take a lot of time and frustration. Number 6. Hus Gift, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. The Zelda franchise includes a handful of items that are pretty tough to obtain. However, none of them require the same level of time commitment that Hus Gift does. Link is given a seed whenever he finds a Korok, which can then be given to Hus to expand his inventory space. Only after finding all 900 of them does Link get Hus Gift, which is as useless as a golden turd, because that's what it is. No single Korok puzzle or challenge is too difficult, but that doesn't change the fact that there are 900 of them. Nintendo also increased the number to 1,000 for Tears of the Kingdom, yet didn't offer us any better reward for finding them. Number 5. Sword of Kings, Earthbound. In RPGs, you want to seek out items that make your party members the very best they can be. But in Earthbound, you better be prepared to grind several hours if you want to get Pooh his best possible weapon. The Sword of Kings only has a 1 in 128 chance of appearing, which is less than a single %. Thankfully, it can only be found in a single location, the Stonehenge base, and is only dropped by a single enemy, the Starman Super. Knowing where to look isn't difficult, but you'll still have to put in the time. This can be made easier with Jeff's spy ability, which can find and steal enemy items, but the appearance rate is still extremely low. Number 4. Thunder Fury, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker, World of Warcraft. With a name like that, it's safe to assume this powerful blade takes a lot of effort to unlock. Thunder Fury is earned at the end of a very long, very high-level string of quests. Players must first go through a level 60 raid dungeon, the Molten Core, gain the bindings of the Windseeker from 2 separate bosses, and bring them to High Lord Demetrian in Silithus. Then, you must defeat Ragnaros, the dungeon's final boss, who drops the essence of the Fire Lord. Then you just have to collect a bunch of other resources, one of which can only be found in another level 60 raid dungeon. Take all these things back to Demetrian, who summons one more boss for you to face before you finally earn the prize. Number 3. Recon Armor, Halo 3 and Halo 3 ODST. While this armor would be made available to all players in later games, unlocking it back in the day was a mighty challenge. Originally, Bungie would give this cosmetic armor out during special in-game events, and only to players that proved worthy. When ODST was released 2 years later, the developer made it so completing 7 Vidmaster challenges across both games would unlock it.
I don't like it so far.
7 doesn't seem that high a number until you consider how balls-to-the-wall hard these challenges were. One required beating a campaign level on Legendary, solo, without firing a round or throwing a grenade. Another could only be completed by making it through 60 waves of enemies in the firefight mode. But if you had the armor, you were a god among men. Number 2. Hand Cannon, Dead Space 2. Players wield some pretty creative weapons in their fight against the Necromorphs, but none of them are as unique or as hard to get as a foam finger humorously called the Hand Cannon. The weapon first appeared in Dead Space 2. Players would have to beat the game once to unlock hardcore difficulty, and then beat that to earn the prize. This mode gets rid of checkpoints and only allows for 3 saves, so hardcore is a pretty accurate name. The hand cannon returned in the 2023 remake of the first entry, unlocked after beating it on impossible difficulty. This mode can only be unlocked after beating the game on hard, and actually forces you back into that difficulty after you die once. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Great Trango and Seiten Grat, Final Fantasy XII, The Zodiac Age. In the original version of Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Spear could be lost if you opened one of 4 specific chests, something the game doesn't tell you. However, in the HD remaster, The Zodiac Age, the developers included new, invisible weapons that are even harder to get. The Great Trango has a 20% chance to be inside a chest in Subterra itself, which only has a 2% chance to appear. You also have a 3% chance to steal it from a secret boss, Zodiark, which raises to 6% with the Thief's Cuffs. Similarly, the Seiten Grat has a 20% chance to be on the Sky Ferry. only it's inside an invisible chest that has a 1% chance of spawning, or 5% if you have a diamond armlet equipped. Happy hunting! Which of these holy grails have you unlocked? Are there any we missed? Let us know down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more great gaming videos. In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.